Hey everyone, it's Jill Celeste here with your weekly Loud Woman message. And this week I want to talk to you about the fear of success, which almost sounds like an oxymoron, right? Because we all want to succeed in whatever it is that we're doing, but yet we can sabotage our efforts to be successful and not even realize it. And if I had to list the fears, the mindset fears that stop me the most, the fear of success is absolutely at the top of the list. So I'm going to share with you how it lands with me and what I discovered through this process in an effort for hopefully you to examine this process as well and see how you can bust through the fear of success if you also experience it. So one of the things I realized as an entrepreneur is that I was sabotaging my success by leaning into an old childhood story. I had wonderful grandparents who were also entrepreneurs. They owned a very large trailer park here in Florida, and they did all the work themselves. They cleared the land, they installed the electricity, they could clean the trailers in between tenants, they did their own marketing, they did their own accounting, they did everything. And I can remember both of them working so hard. I remember the blood coming from my grandmother's knuckles, and I can remember my grandfather just sweating in the Florida heat as they did everything themselves. And so that planted in my head as in order to be successful, you have to bloody your knuckles and sweat and work 7 days a week and really just work extraordinarily hard for your success. And not that I don't want to work hard for my success, but I don't want to work to the point where my knuckles are bleeding. So I was holding myself back because I had this story in my head that in order for me to succeed, I wouldn't have time, I wouldn't have weekends off, I would work so laboriously hard that I would be bleeding. Of course, that's not how success has to look like for me. And once I identified that the story was playing in my head, I was able to make a pivot and say to myself, that's how success looked like for my grandparents, but that's not how success will look like for me. And then I would journal about what success would look like for me, what my day would be like, the things that I could still have time to do, like nap every day and have the weekends off and go on vacation. All the things I had convinced myself that I wouldn't be able to do if I was success, I told myself, I can have those things. So often what happens is we have a childhood story or something that just kind of planted in our subconscious that prohibits us from being a success, that sabotages us on that process because we're afraid we're going to lose something, or we're afraid we're going to have to do this, and it isn't in alignment. It doesn't feel good. So we stop the success so we don't have to have that phenomena around us. But we can convince ourselves it doesn't have to be that way. I can be a success and go on vacation every year. I can be a success and not work the weekends. I can be a success and still have time to work out. Whatever it is that maybe you're blocking, you can convince yourself that that can still happen. So here's what I'd love for you to do. I'd really love for you to think about what ways might you be sabotaging your own success. Often it is a childhood story, but not always. And then think about how you can visualize your success on your terms, and then work through that. This is something I'm constantly working on, and you may will have to do the same. But the key is you can work on it and burst through that block, or at least find the way to the next block so that you're constantly progressing. So I hope these tips help for you. Let me know if you too experience a fear of success. Let me know in the comments below. I am sending you so much love today. Know that I'm rooting for you, and I'll talk to you soon.